Word problems. Now, if anything gives students fits, it's fractions and word problems. And the main issue with word problems is they're not taught properly. Mr. Wallace does a very good job of teaching word problems properly. I agree with most of his approaches. And he gives us a couple of rules. He gives us 4 rules. I've added a 5th one. And let's look at those. A number is x. That is to say, if you hear in a problem that a number or a certain number, just substitute number with x. Is means equal. That is to say, is or any other form of is, such as was, will be, are. All those are the same word as is, and they all mean equal. More than represents addition and is built backwards. If that sounds a little complicated, we'll show you how that works. But when you see the phrase more than, know that we're talking about addition. Less than represents subtraction and is built backwards. So if you see the phrase less than, know we're talking about subtraction. And the last one that I've added is twice means 2 times. So if you see the word twice or double, double means the same thing, 2 times. Triple would mean what? 3 times. So watch for that phrasing. Okay, let's start with our first word problem. If 28 less than 5 times a certain number is 32, what is the number? Okay, I like to start with an equal sign, knowing that we haven't heard the word is yet, but we know that we're going to hear the word is. Mr. Wallace doesn't like to work that way. Very few people I know like to work that way, but I do. If you don't, then don't start with the equal sign. But it's very valuable, as you're going to see, because until we get to the word is, everything that we're building is on the left-hand side of the equation. And the first thing that they told us was 28 less. You remember the rule? We're supposed to build it backwards. So we're going to put something in front of this 28 less. And we even write 28 less backwards. We don't write 28 minus. 28 less is minus 28, not 28 minus. Then they gave us 5 times a certain number. So that would be 5 times x. X represents a certain number. So they told us that if 28 less than 5 times a certain number is 232. And so you can see this looks pretty simple to solve. The difficult thing about word problems isn't solving them. The difficult thing about word problems is putting them together. So just follow the steps that we've given you and we can put this together. Now let's solve this. Add 28 to both sides and bring everything down. 5x equals 260. Let's divide both sides by 5. Our x is going to be alone. And x equals 52. And what was the question? What is the number? The number is 52. So that is the solution to this problem. Now let's do something a little bit more involved. 15 more than 3 times a number is the same as 10 less than 6 times the number. What is the number? Okay, like I said, I like to start with the equal sign. And they said start with 15 more. We know that 15 more we build backwards. So it's plus 15, not 15 plus. It said 15 more, and we hear that word more, and we want to put the plus behind the 15. No, put it in front of the 15. Just like when we hear less, we're going to put it in front of the number, not behind the number. Okay, and it's 15 more than 3 times a number. 3 times the number is 3x. 15 more than 3 times a number is 10 less. And like I said, we're building this backwards, so we're going to put it on the back side of the right-hand side of the equation. So, and it's 10 less. It's not 10 minus, it's minus 10. 10 less is minus 10. 10 less than 6 times a number. 6 times a number is 6x. And as you can hear, I'm building this backwards. So there's our equation. And that's everything we need to know. And we know how to solve for that. That's pretty simple. We're going to bring the 3x over and bring everything down. Isolate our x's by bringing the negative 10 over. Bring all that down. Divide both sides by 3. 3 over 3 is 1. And x equals 25 over 3, which is our answer. And that is the solution to this problem. And that's really all you need to know to solve the word problems we are going to be doing. And for a little bit more practice, you can do the homework, problems 1 through 8. We'll stop at 8 because the rest of these word problems are a little bit different. Now what we're doing is pretty complicated, so I've divided the word problems into 3 different videos. This is the first video, and the next video that we're going to be doing is consecutive numbers.